Hi, I'm Grendel and you're watching Resistance TV.
Hi, we're here with Resistance TV and I'm going to talk to JD from Grendel about Resistance Music Festival and Grendel as a band. Firstly, you've just had your new release, Time Wave Zero. How's that been received? Was it a bit of a big thing after a 5-year gap from major releases?
Yeah, it was something I was really nervous about, to be honest. Yeah, the thing is that you know, you put so much work into an album, and you know, taking a lot of risks as well. I mean, basically what I was doing was combining the old style with new influences, contemporary influences, and with a, let's say, an anti-scene as or a counter-movement culture. You know, counter-cultures like the industrial goth EBM scene. You know, people, it can go either way. I mean, people can accept it, you know, embrace it, or revolt against it. So,
do you think some of the fans might have objected to the change and shift or something then, do you think? Or?
I mean, you always have people, you know, who like to stick to what they know, and it's really, the difficult thing is striking that fine balance, you know, a balance between the two. So, you know, introducing new influences in a tradition sandwich.
I guess if your fans aren't following your flow and getting your influence as well, then they might go, oh, I'm not sure where that's going from.
It kind of leads into the, sort of my next question, which is you've had an awful lot of lineup changes. Obviously you're the core of the band that carry on through, but you've had lineup changes. Does that cause developments and changes in the sound as different people join or people leave?
Yeah, I tend to choose people who make things happen, or who bring in new influences, new ideas. So inevitably, when I start working together with somebody, I'll get in contact with new sounds or new ways of looking at things. Or people might make things happen that leads to other things. So that inevitably it does influence the sound to a certain extent. However, being the sole person who makes music in the band, it really mostly depends on what I'm into at the time, the way I perceive the genre itself, what's going on, and where I feel it should be going.
You got a lot of remixes in your recent stuff.
Yeah.
Is there any artist you'd love to remix one of your tracks, or is there anybody at all that you'd love to remix yourself? Because obviously remix is quite an important part of your sort of sound, you know.
I mean, I would love to remix something like M83 or even any kind of anything which is pretty much the opposite of what I do stylistically.
So I can relate to that, because I've been in bands myself in the past. Like, when I did a cover, I didn't want to cover a band that sounded like, if I was a band that sounded a bit like V&V, I wouldn't do a V&V cover, you know. And it was like, let's do an Elton John cover. Let's do a Bonnie Tyler cover, or something crazy like that, that's outside your sphere of influence.
Like Lick Lee or something like that. Yeah, I mean, even ASAP Rocky, or so something in the hip hop field, or something which totally clashes with what I recently did a remix for Megahertz, for instance, which is still, it kind of relates to what I'm doing, but it was still different enough to be really interesting and, you know, really cool experience.
Cool.
Yeah.